Now, David, you came here last week for the first time, and you were having some issues with your life. You were feeling an uncomfortable feeling. There was something going on in your life that you wanted to address, but you weren't quite sure what it was. Maybe you were smoking cigarettes, maybe having the odd bit of alcohol, and you're not a smoker or a drinker per se, but you said, this is not really who I am. And you came to me with some help with those items, but we had a chat. What is your experience, briefly, with what's changed in the last week?
Okay, well, as I say, I did have a problem, and it was taking over my life. I had to say, I found myself drinking more and smoking more in recent times that wasn't happening before, so I needed help. I was a bit apprehensive coming here at first. There was a lot of anxiety about it. There was thinking, am I wasting my time or whatever? But I'm glad I did come here, because you started asking me questions, and I thought the questions you were asking me were kind of irrelevant to what my problem was. But eventually, through the therapy, through the hypnosis, you actually found the root of a cause that was causing me to drink more and smoke more. And actually, I couldn't believe it. It was something like that was in the background that I'd actually completely blocked out. Came as a big shock to me, I have to say, because we're going back years, and I couldn't believe, that this was the reason. But once we got the root cause, and it was explained to me and what was happening, and I knew myself, deep inside, I could feel it in my stomach, that this was the root cause, and in my head that things started to improve. And even after the hypnosis session, it was a week ago, I found myself thinking back on things, and I found I became more positive, more aware of what's going on. And to this day, I am really, it's kind of a sigh of relief. It's a weight lifted off my shoulder. It's just amazing.
Now, this cause that we talk about, I mean, we're not talking about any traumatic, major traumas or anything, really, are we?
No.
Talking about something very small that adjusted your perspective and then sort of impacted your life in a certain way. So no big trauma. It wasn't any major issue. But once you resolved it, I mean, do you think that you could go back being the same person that you were for decades, if you like, struggling with the same issue, even if you wanted to?
Because I've come across one or two issues already
in
the last week, work-wise, another thing, and a whole different outlook on that.
You describe yourself as a different person.
Yeah, definitely. As I say, when I was confronted with two different things, I was able to react differently. Normally I would say nothing and I actually gave my opinion and voice. I mean, I always give my opinion and voice on things anyway, but this was something that was pretty controversial. And I would normally just say no, but I was delighted I did.
So you were saying that you're more confident, you're more sure of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Never considered you actually had a problem really in that way, but something has changed significantly.
Yeah,
if you were to give us a couple of, just in terms of a few words, how would you describe what's different about you now than before you came here?
The anxiety isn't as bad as what it used to be, with confrontation or with any issues, which is good. I feel a bit more confident in myself, and I feel every day is getting a bit better, and my outlook, on doing things. I want to do more things now, and I want just to get outside that box that I was in all the time. And I've started to move outside that box, and I'm going to continue on, moving and, just not be narrow-minded, open up to anything that, comes at me.
Fantastic.
That's all I can do.
Were you surprised how simple this whole thing was?
Oh, well, yeah, at the beginning I didn't think it was going to be simple, and I thought, but it's amazing. It was a matter of trust as well, because I'm a very personal kind of guy.
I suppose, so thank you for taking the time to record this, but I suppose, and you did it for a reason, ultimately, because you want to share your experience with people who are in a similar situation. What would you say to people who are struggling with confidence or anxiety or maybe self-esteem or maybe just something they haven't quite put their finger on?
I would say get help straight away. I left it too long. Well, I won't say too long left, but I left it a long time.
Yeah.
And my life could have been different. And it's going to be different now.
Good.
So I would say, get out there, don't be afraid. Okay, it's a lot of people are afraid of hypnosis, maybe, or they're just. And I was very apprehensive about it, and it's just straightforward, normal. You're not asleep, you're actually conscious of what you're doing, and which was to me thinking, like, am I going to be doing something that while I'm sleeping? And it's not. It's nothing to do with that at all. It's the fact that you're conscious to do.
But what you're saying is, get help, do something about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Do it now.
David, thanks for taking the time for doing this, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. And well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.